Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my trophy log series. This is the series where we keep track of our most prized possessions. In the last episode we managed to catch 3 new trophies from different water bodies. In this episode we are heading to a new water body, but before we do that, this is the fun spot segment of the video where I try your fishing spots. Today's fun spot is on Oldberg Lake. From this spot you can expect to catch Gibel carp, Crucian carp, Tench, grass carp and trophy Gibel carp. Very chill fishing spot and super easy trophies. There were no cafe orders, but I still managed to sell all the fish for 103 silver, which is pretty good. Thank you for all the bait. This time we got loads of bait added to the collection. I have to bring out Guru Sugas for the massive amount of bait sent. In today's episode we will also take a look at the collection and see how much bait do we have in total. You'll be surprised. This is for all my YouTube members. Make sure to join, please. A fun destination for me, please, please, please. And looks like we're going to Sura. The plan is to catch a Volga Zander trophy, and for that I need to create some new leaders for my spin fishing setup. Let's craft 60 cm fluorocarbon leaders with 17.4 kilo test. We will try to catch them with the drop shot rig, and this is my setup if you want to follow. You can definitely use a lighter setup as well, but you have to be aware that you can hook into a big sander or catfish over here, so that might ruin your day. When you're crafting leaders, it will always have the test of the weakest link. In my case, it will be the fluorocarbon, as you can see. Alright, I got the boat ticket. Now let's rent the boat and drive to our destination. As you can see, we're not going too far. We will be fishing from the deep hole on Sura, and that is why I explained that you can also get catfish from here. And trust me, you do not want to get catfish on your light tackle. So let's hope that we will have a good time here, not hard time. We have arrived in our spot. If you get here, make sure you drop your anchor, otherwise you might drift away. So the first spot we will be fishing at is at 63.14. We will use retrieval speed 40 for the lure. Redman tackles tiny fish 4005. We will aim towards west over here. Let the lure get to the bottom, because we are fishing with the drop shot rig. You have to make sure that the weight gets to the bottom. Then we will do some slow retrieval. What we will do is we will reel in 1 or 2 spoolfuls of line. Then let the bait just chill on the bottom for a second or two and just repeat it all over and over again. This way we do the jig step. Somehow Zander and Volga Zander really like this. And sometimes catfish. Watch out. Don't tell me I did not warn you if you break your rods over here. Hopefully this spot is active and effective to fish at. So if it is, we will actually make a lot of money, because Volga Zander and Zander are worth quite a nice penny. And we need money. We need to get back to like 10,000 silver. We're currently around 7,000 or so. Just hovering around that number. Let's turn off the engine. It's pretty loud. Yeah, it's so much nicer. We're just chilling now. It's so nice and calm. Also standing up and fishing here, probably better than just sitting down on the boat and fishing. First cast, no fish. That's not a good sign, but hopefully our luck will return in a bit. Seems like our luck has returned. We have a fish on, and this was actually on the 3rd cast, so not too bad, because we are fishing on the early hours. Maybe it's more productive during the daytime, maybe during the nighttime, we will see. But yeah, seems like a pretty decent fish, because oh no, we just lost the fish. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. What I was saying before is it seemed like a nice fish, because this is a very good setup and the indicator was showing quite a lot of resistance. But now we have something pretty similar on, and that is a Volga Zander, if I've ever seen one. That looks like a pretty good one actually. Oh yeah, 672 gram Volga Zander. That is a very nice marker fish, and we definitely take that. So another cast and hopefully another fish. I think I will change my tactic up a bit. I will reel in 1 or 2 spoolfuls still, but I will let the bait sit a bit longer on the bottom, because since there is a current, the bait will still move on the bottom and attract fish, and this way I don't have to cast as much and I get hopefully more fish. Also, just to let you guys know, the Volga Zander trophy size is 1.4 kilos, so the one that we had at 800 grams wasn't actually too far off the trophy size, which is very nice to see. I think this spot will produce a trophy fairly early, but I do hope it takes me some time, because I'm actually enjoying this jigging fishing. Ooh, and fish on. As you saw, it was on the pause, and this is something definitely bigger than a Volga Zander. It could be a regular Zander, maybe a tiny catfish, but I do believe it's maybe just a Zander. And this one is quite strong. If you ever fish for Zander are extremely strong fish. Even in real life, they try to go to the bottom when you're reeling them in and try to burrow into the ground or into the weeds. So they put up a lot of resistance. But this fish has no escape from me because of this good setup. And that is a Zander. It's actually a pretty big one. Yeah, 2.7 kilos almost. That's a very nice Zander. So the Zander trophy size is 8 kilos. We were maybe like 1/3 towards the trophy, but still, what a nice specimen. Ooh, fish on, but this is something tiny. It actually took me almost no time to catch this thing. My sinker got to the bottom and I had a fish on within like a second. That's another Volga Zander. 400 grams, not too bad, and we also got some spin fishing percentage. That is always very, very welcome, because at the end of the day, we want to max out all skills in this game, except maybe cooking, because why would you? Is there really a good reason? Actually, maybe there is, because we want to complete all Steam achievements on this game, so we have to get to 100% cooking at one point. I'm planning to make a real life fishing video when I do some jigging for Zander, perch and pike, so if you're interested, go check out my real life fishing channel. I'll leave the link down in the description. Make sure to watch the videos till the end for the algorithm. Another decent fish on. This could be a regular Zander, because it is putting up quite a bit of a fight, but maybe a Volga Zander, who knows? We'll have to see. It's pretty much to the surface already. It was giving quite a bit of resistance, but now it kind of has given up fairly early into the fight, which is quite odd. So let's see what it is. I have so much line out, so it just takes me a long time to reel in. Oh wow, that is a Volga Zander, and I think that's a trophy already. It can't be already a trophy. It is 1.7 kilos. That is an amazing Volga Zander, because the trophy size was 1.4 kilos. We went 300 grams, nearly 400 grams over the trophy size, and we also got 0.2% into spin fishing. That is crazy good. Also completed a task. Everybody likes to complete the task. So let's check the trophy log. If we go to Sura River, you can see that we have the Volga Zander now. Amazing, 46 centimeter Volga Zander. We take that. I guess let's go and sell the fish now. Also a weekly, we take those. Here comes the money. 47 silver for the Zander cafe order and 162 silver from the fish market. In total, we made 209 silver and got our trophy fairly quickly. Took us less than 10 minutes, which is actually crazy if you think about it. And next up, we have Bear Lake. This is not what I want. I'm trying to reach 5,000 subscribers before the end of 2024, so if you could subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. Thank you. So first up, let's get some new sinkers. The spot where we will be fishing has a lot of weeds, so we want to match the sinker with the color of the bottom, which is green. So we'll get these 110 gram green sinkers. We can use these on some other water bodies later on in the game as well, but I think they will come very handy right now over here on this map. Let's mix up our sport mix for the spot. The sport mix will include cornflour base with cocoa and cream pellets 5, 7 and 12 with cocoa and cream size 12 crushed pop-up boilies mixed with the coconut cream attractant. This is the most active spot for the moment. Please be 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Unlucky. This is my setup. We will use a classic pop-up rig. I know my braid is red, not green, but there is no shop on Bear and I will change it if I get no fish with it. For the bait, we have cocos and cream 16 pop-ups with cocoa and cream artificial corn dipped in cocos nectar. We are almost at our spot, so this is the spot we will be fishing at. The spot I'm fishing at right now is at 55.63. I use clip size 22, hook size 1, and for the bait, the boilie with artificial corn and dip. Let's get all 3 rods in and see if we can catch any trophies from here. I think on Bear Lake I've only been once before for a video, and in that episode I struggled quite a bit, and the only 2 trophies I caught were the Crucian carp and Gibel carp. So I hope I have more luck today and we actually get a good trophy on Bear Lake, but Bear Lake has not been nice to me so far. Hopefully we'll have a better relationship after this episode with Bear Lake. Let's get all 3 rods in and I'll see you once I have a new fish on. Actually, before we can catch a fish, I need to bait up the spot. A little tip for you guys: if you cast a spot, try to stand exactly where your rods are to cast the exact distance. And seems like we actually have our first fish on. That's a surprise, and it's something tiny, maybe a tiny carp, maybe another Gibel Crucian. I guess we will see in a second. Okay, it's our first Crucian carp, so the first fish we caught on Bear Lake is a half a kilo Crucian. Actually, not too bad, but I think it will pay for all the bait, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's check the trophy log for Bear Lake. We have the Crucian and Gibel carp trophies. I'm hoping to get a Tench trophy today, or maybe a Barbel or common carp. I think any other fish species right now is going to be quite difficult for me to get. Here we go, our first semi-decent fish on the hook right now. Since we're using size 1 hook, there is a lot of tiny fish that you will get. If you want to filter out all the tinier fish, make sure you use bigger hooks like 2-0 or something like that. But that's actually not too shabby. It was 3.5 kilo mirror carp, which we definitely do take. and another fish on. Okay, getting a little bit of spooling over here, and we have something nibbling on our second rod as well. So that's a Gibel carp. Hopefully actually we get a few Gibel carp trophies over here. So 1.5 kilos, that's pretty nice. That's not too far away from the trophy size. And on the middle rod we have something definitely tinier, and that's another mirror carp, 2.4 kilos. Now that is definitely a bit of a better fish. That has to be above 5 kilos or so. This seems to fight a bit, but not too much. Also guys, the Gibel carp trophy size is 1.9 kilos and the Crucian carp trophy size is 1.8, just for your information. And that seems like a very nice common carp. I think if we keep catching this kind of fish all the time at this size, we'll make actually quite a bit of profit over here. But so far we've got mostly Gibels and Crucians, which is not a very good sign. And what do we have on the hook over here? Seems like another semi-decent fish. Okay, Beer Lake, you're actually surprising me, and in a good way. Hopefully it's another common, because I think commons are maybe worth a bit more money than mirrors at the same size, but I'm not 100% sure. I actually have to test that out. But that actually seems like a leather carp. That's a rare species. Yeah, almost 5 kilo leather carp. That's a very nice fish. I did not expect to catch a single leather carp. Alright, our first tench of the episode. Not too shabby, 1.1 kilos. That's a nice fish. I was away from the keyboard for like 2 minutes and this fish took my bait and swam to the right side with a quickness, like with some real speed. And I don't know what it is. It's actually pulling on the line pretty good, but seems like it's a tench. I don't think it's a trophy size tench. Yeah, it isn't, but it is a very nice tench. Yeah, 2.7 kilos, 4 kilos is the trophy size, so we're not too far off actually. I think we might have a good chance at catching a tench trophy. Imagine if we actually get another tench trophy. That would be so cool, because the Copper Lake tench trophy is definitely one of my favorite trophies in the game. This definitely has to be the biggest fish of this episode. This thing is actually doing some damage to my reel, or at least was before, but I guess it's hired out like extremely quickly. All the other fish that we've gotten today have put in like minimal effort to escape, but this thing, as you heard, yeah, you can hear it again, is doing something to my spool. I really like the sound of that. Hopefully it's another big common carp, but let's see. Oh, it's a grass carp. That's not too bad, because grass carp are worth quite a nice penny as well, and almost 9 kilos, so definitely the biggest fish of this episode. Let's see if this will be another carp. Maybe the morning hours over here are good for carp fishing, but I guess we will see and find out, because I don't think we'll get a trophy in one day over here. But that's another grass carp. Maybe morning hours are good for carp and evening hours good for tench and other species. And we have something on the other rod already as well. The bite rate is picking up, which is very good to see, because it was super slow before. Ooh, and also quite a bit of resistance, but nothing is spooling me, so I guess it's a tinier fish. It's a tench. Okay, that's a good sight to see. 1.6 kilos, so not even half the trophy size, but still a good fish, because tench are worth a nice amount of cash. Another nice tench and a very nice Crucian carp. Would you look at that, we actually have another bite. This morning has been very productive. This is something very unusual for me, at least in my experience on Bear Lake. But this is another leather carp. Yeah, 2.4 kilos, so this is half the size that we had before, but still a nice fish, because it is the rare species. And we have something tiny on here, probably not a Crucian or Gibel carp. Oh, it's actually a tench. That's a surprise. 800 grams. I really thought it was going to be a Crucian or Gibel. There was no fight at all. I make sure I hook into the fish every single time when I grab the rod, because I do not want to lose a single fish over here. As you saw on Sura, I lost that one very nice fish at the beginning. Imagine if that was actually a trophy and our first fish was the trophy that we lost. So this is another grass carp, 3.2 kilos. That is a lovely looking leather carp. I think that has to be like 5 kilos or more. Yeah, 7.2 kilos, and we did get bottom fishing percentage. This is so rare right now for me. I'm happy about every single point I get. I really want to hit 100% bottom fishing for the PVA bags. I did hear from some of you guys that you can actually use some rods that allow you to use PVA bags before 100%, so I have to check that out, but I bet those rods are extremely expensive. So I think the better and the easier way is to actually get 100% bottom fishing, rather than just wasting your money on rods that give you a perk and are weaker. Unless they give bonus EXP as well and are like a light setup or something like that, then it's a good purchase. Okay, get in the net. 8.6 kilos. Good. There is no cafe on Bear Lake, so let's sell all our fish right away to the fish market for 204 silver, which is actually pretty decent. I'm quite surprised. A couple of you guys pointed out that you can actually see the duration of your ground bait if you go and inspect it, and this is a game changer for me. Thank you for the information, because right now I know that my bait will last for 16 hours and then I have to recast my spot. What would I do without you guys, right? Seems like we have something on the hook again. It's something tinier, so probably a Crucian or a Gibel, because over here on this spot, I mostly get bigger carp. Like by bigger I mean 4 kilos or so, but no tiny carp around kilo or 2. 1.4 kilo Gibel carp, that's a decent one. That's actually not too far from the trophy size. I really hope I get at least one trophy Gibel from here. And the next fish I catch is a trophy Gibel at 2.1 kilos. That is quite a surprise. I think I foreshadowed this fish. I was thinking so hard that I want to get the Gibel trophy that the game just gave it to me. Something's running with my bait once again. Hopefully a Tench. Fingers crossed, because if that's a Tench, that has to be a nice one. Maybe 2-3 kilos even. And that's a grass carp. I should have known better. It's the morning hours. 9 kilos. Only 24 grams under the trophy size. That is such a troll. This is definitely going up on the Discord. Join if you want to. Now this is what I'm talking about. A black carp on the hook. So this one is 6.8 kilos. As you can see, they give so much EXP. They are worth a pretty penny. And I guess there is a higher chance of getting any bottom fishing percentage because they are a rare species in the game. Let's see if this will be back-to-back black carp. That would be amazing. Okay, it's not, but it's not a bad fish. As you can see, this fish is special because this is another trophy Gibel carp. That is awesome. So far 2 trophy Gibel carp from Bear Lake. Thank you, Bear Lake. These Gibel trophies will be worth quite a lot of money, and it's always nice to have another trophy added to the collection. Another black carp, 4.3 kilos, almost 10,000 EXP. Have we finally hooked into a big fish? I really wonder, because all the other fish, they've done almost nothing to my reel, but this one made it scream for a bit, and we like to hear that. Hopefully it keeps doing that and we catch a humongous carp weighing in at 40 kilos, but just by the looks of it right now, it's probably not that big, maybe around 10 kilos or so, but at least it is putting up a fight, and we like a good fight in this game. Okay, that's a grass carp, and that's not the bad one. That's actually pretty decent grass carp. Yeah, 13.3 kilos. What a good fish. And as you saw, it gave us 8,300 EXP, and that 4 kilo black carp gave us even more EXP. So this really shows how much EXP black carp give. Some more easy EXP. 15,000 EXP for a 7 kilo fish. Time to do the walk and sell our fish. 24 fish in total, and we made 220 silver, so not bad at all. That means we averaged almost 10 silver per fish. So let's take a quick look at the bait collection. We have nearly 16.5 thousand red worms, almost 500,000 worms, and 7,000 night crawlers. So the end goal for me is to have at least 1,000 of each bait. As you can see, we're missing a few baits to reach the 1,000 mark, but I think we can reach these maybe in the next 10 or 20 episodes. It's just gonna cost some money and some digging, because these rhinoceros beetle larvae, they are not easy to get. Now the insects, we don't have many of these, but still getting 1,000 mole crickets will be quite an impossible feat, but we will definitely get there one day. And here we go. You can see how many doughs we have. We have nearly 6.5 million pieces of egg dough, so we are not far away from 10 million, which is the end goal. And I don't know, if we get 10 million pieces of egg dough, that's just insane. And also wet bread, nearly 400k, can't forget about that. We also got some rare baits that you guys have sent me, these green boilies, red boilies, these old graphic boilies, and some press cake. Live baits, we got some frogs, quite a nice amount, and we also got some crayfish tails and pieces of fish, as you saw up there, and a lot of dead bait fish, which I think I should pretty much throw away because it's useless for me. And we have arrived at our new fishing spot. We will be fishing at 55.33. I use clip size 15, hook size 1 for the bait night crawlers. I'm trying out 3 different rigs, regular bottom rig, loop rig, and a paternoster rig for the steam achievement, because we want to get all the achievements, and this is one of the easy ones that we haven't completed yet. Also, I switched out my leaders to a weaker ones. As you can see, I switched out my leaders for the 18 kilo leaders instead of the 31.7 kilo ones. This way I think we can get some barbel more commonly, and also the other smaller species. We have our first fish on, and that is something super tiny, like extremely. Don't tell me that's a bream. That would be such a bad fish to get over here. Okay, it's a common carp, and one of the smallest ones I've ever caught. 500 grams, 81 EXP. Another microfish. That is not looking good. This spot, I really hope it's good. Okay, that's a bream. We've been breamed. We don't want that. I mean, it's a market bream and we did get our steam achievement. So it's kind of a win, I guess. But I'm gonna switch my rig now to the loop rig because the loop rig seems to be working the best over here. Alright, we have a really decent fish on right now. Unfortunately, we have the weaker leaders, which means that this thing will fight me a lot more than it would be if I would have the stronger leaders on. But I think we can manage. It's slowly already giving up, and it's probably another common carp because we caught this small common, so maybe we now have a big common on the hook. But when you look at that, I was actually completely wrong. This is a grass carp, and that's a semi-decent grass carp. That's 12.5 kilos. That's the second biggest fish of this episode, just on an eye crawler over here with size 1 hook. What a surprise. And now we have a Gibel carp on the hook. So no tench, no barbel so far, but we've had 2 very nice fish, which we can't really complain about. And we have our first barbel on the hook. Let's go. This is awesome. I really want to go barbel fishing in real life, but next year maybe I can do some barbel fishing in Lithuania. Okay, that's a semi-decent fish. Maybe a tench, maybe Gibel, maybe another barbel. I guess we will see. It's in the reeds, so we can't really see the fish. Okay, I can see it now. It's another barbel. And this one is a bit bigger, so hopefully maybe 3 kilos too. Okay, 2 kilos, yeah. 3, I was way too optimistic. What do we have on now? Another barbel. I've got 3 barbel in a row right now. This is working brilliantly. Another grass carp. This is not a big one, but every grass carp that is a market fish is worth some good money. No, not a bream. Nice. I mean, for the cost of night crawlers, it's actually pretty good money. We got 22 fish in total and made 111 silver, which is not bad at all. But now I have a secret weapon that I want to try out on Bear Lake. I will try to catch a barbel trophy with this bait. I want to use only a few ones, so we have at least 1,000 of these left. So, you know, 1,000 is a very nice number. And I've seen a lot of barbel trophies being caught right now on this bait on Bear Lake, so maybe it will also give me the trophy. And also, it's always fun to use new baits because I only use usually the regular baits, nothing new or exciting, so I'm very excited to use that one. And yeah, another nice tiny common. Okay, that's a big one. Now we have a proper fight on. This is definitely something very nice, and it is not giving up almost at all. Thankfully, it's pretty much impossible to run out of line over here on Bear Lake if you have 300 meters of line on your spool. So yeah, I'm just gonna fight with this fish, and I'll see you guys in a bit once I have it closer to the shore. That is a very big common carp with just night crawlers on size 1 hook. So if you're fishing here on light setup or just a beginner setup, you would be doomed with night crawlers. So 14.6 kilos, nearly a trophy because trophy is 20 kilos. But now let's try to get our barbel. Oh, we have something on this new bait. What could it be? Is it another carp or maybe a barbel? I hope it's a nice barbel. Let's see. It has swum so far away because my drag was loose, so it will take me some time to reel in the fish. Sorry guys. And it looks like a barbel from far away, and it is. So maybe the biggest of this episode. It actually is almost 3 kilo barbel. This bait is definitely working. And let's see what kind of a fish do we have on this larva now. Another barbel, so 2 out of 2 so far. Another very decent fish on. It did put up a bit of a fight at the beginning, but right now it's just kind of going to the side. I think it could be another grass carp or a common carp because it is having those head shakes and it's pretty active. But I can't see it because there's so many weeds in the way, and we have to get the fish through the weeds first to even spot what it is. But it's almost here. So show yourself through the weeds, carp. Show which kind of a carp you are. Oh, that's a barbel. Wait. That's a huge barbel. Could that be a trophy? Oh, it actually is a trophy barbel. 9 kilos, and we did get some bottom fishing percentage as well. That is such a surprise. I did not expect to get a trophy this quickly, but I'm very happy about that. 62,000 EXP as well. That is huge. The trophy size is 8 kilos, and we got one at 9 kilos, so we got very lucky. Oh boy, this fish is worth so much money. We just made easy 280 silver over here thanks to this one trophy. That is such a good sight to see. And here we go, a new trophy in the Bear Lake trophy log. I can't be happier. Thank you for watching the video. Take care. Bye bye.